His last few runs are a little bit of a mixed bag, but if you look deeper into his form, it's not too bad on the balance. Look, he's been around a while, and he's back into Class 3. He loves the dirt. He's pulled a good gate, and like I say, his first run up was very good. He had to work really hard from a wide gate, but just the tempo and the layout of the race worked in his favour, and he nearly pulled it off. But the next time out, he had to work a little bit harder, and the pace kind of didn't release. It just kept going, so it kind of stretched him a little bit with his wind as well. He's not 100% on his wind, so that stretched him out. But look, it shows that when he just gets everything run right and everything nice and smooth and an easy run, handy off the speed, that he's capable of going very close.
In that last race that you mentioned, he was comprehensively beaten, as they all were really, by Elusive State, but you've drawn a better gate, you meet him much better off at the weights. Could he turn the tables on him potentially here?
Oh, look, it's hard to kind of say, would he have made a difference if he'd had a better run, but because I think Elusive State was pretty special the last day. He looked very impressive, and he looked like he still had quite a bit in hand. But look, I know what my horse is capable of. As long as he jumps away clean and he gets a nice easy run of things through the race and the pace. He needs a little bit of pace, but he doesn't want it overly strong, and he doesn't want it too slow. So if he can just get in a nice rhythm and just be able to just save for as long as he can, that way I think then his breathing will be nice and easy, and then I suppose like he did first up this year, he can give us a kick the last 400 or the last 300, but it'll all be dependent on those things, and if they work in his favour, then he's more than capable of giving him a run for his money. But looking at Elusive State, the way he's going, he's on an upward curve, he's going to be tough to beat.
Beauty only, Neil. This is a race that he's won before. Comes into it third up on Sunday. Where's he at?
He's mixed it up a little bit this season. He's run a great first up run. I didn't expect him to do that with his trials. He just looked a bit rusty. He kind of bounced maybe a bit second up, but I think the bias of the track on that day was just a little bit against him, and he was probably a bit too far out of his ground anyway. But in his own right, I didn't think he didn't run too bad a race, even though it doesn't look like that on paper. But his last trial, he just fell asleep on me. They were waiting on Pingu Spark. They couldn't get him in for a long time, and I just think the horse was half asleep. And he's always seemed to have the hood on for pretty much most of his career. So I just suggested to Tony that, I asked him what he thought actually about maybe just swapping the headgear around on him just to see if it'll spark him up, because it looks like it's probably going to be his last season. So, he's taken the hood off him. He's put some cheek pieces on him, and if that sparks him up and it turns him right in the right direction, he'll surprise a few.
Looking at the way the race could pan out, Beauty Generation's a hard horse to get past. Would you like to see the golden age and him roll along and set a good tempo to help your horse potentially?
Yes and no. It doesn't really matter, because I think there's only 10 runners, so by the law of averages, that he's going to be that length or two closer anyway, with not a full maximum field. So look, if he can jump clean and get a nice position, just not last but just one length closer, he's within striking range. If he's back to his best, he'll give them something to do.
Exultant, Vincent, you've ridden him at his 2 runs leading into Sunday, up to 2,000 metres, the way that he's been finishing off. That looks to be in his favour.
Yeah, 2000 is better because he's a long distance horse, and last couple runs he run really good. Even at the mile first run, he was fresh, and he came home really strong, picked up well, and even last time on a Sasa 1800, he sort of wasted some energy that inside horse tried to push me out, and we still managed to stay on our line, and he still finished off quite well. And on the 2000, I would say it's even better because distance will shoot him more. Yeah.
You're taking on the likes of Pakistan star Time Warp Werther, but he's been in good form. Your horse, do you think he's a winning chance?
Yeah, he will be very close. Last time he already, even the first run, he's very close to beat Pakistan star, and obviously last runs there's some accident, but in the middle part we sort of lose our momentum a bit, and I have to resettle him again at the back, and which didn't help. But 2000, I think, against those horses, he'll have better chance this time. Yeah.
He's a dual Group 3 winner. He's gone close in some big races like the Derby, the Champions and Chater Cup. This is your first season riding the horse. What do you think of him?
It definitely improved this season as well. And he is a really good horse. So I think for group races, even to international Group 1, he has no problem this year. And I think he'll even improve from last run, and hopefully he'll keep picking up until he get a top form by the international here.
Sam, DB Penny hasn't raced since January. You rode him in his most recent trial. What sort of impression did he give you?
Yeah, he gave me a good impression. He's a lovely horse to ride, very professional, and I really liked his trial the other day. He's had 2 trials going into the event. He's had a long time off, and there's going to be a lot of natural improvement there. But I don't think he could be in any better shape for a first up effort.
Spoke to John on Tuesday and he said the horse has got a bit of extra weight. That's obviously anticipated given that he is first up for such a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, he's obviously hasn't raced for a while and obviously got that natural improvement there. But he's a real trier. He loves his racing, and I'm sure he'll give us his best effort on Sunday. And the gate makes it a bit difficult. Not sure where I'll end up. But any luck in running, he'll run a positive race.
In Gate 8 next to you is Hot King Prawn, who you won on last time out. How do you line these two up?
Well, yeah, 2 very different profile of horses. DB Pin's a proven Group 1 winner, and Hot King Prawn still needs to prove that. But he's ticked all the boxes so far, Hot King Prawn, and he'll run another big race on Sunday.
Did he give you the feel last time, Hot King Prawn, that he was an improving type of horse? He's gone from Group 3 to Group 2 but at handicap level, now Group 2 but at set weights and penalties?
Yeah, obviously he's an improving horse. He's a real race horse. He's he's as honest as they come, and he's just a very competitive horse, and his record speaks for that. So he's got to raise the bar again, but no doubt he will raise the bar because he has kept raising the bar throughout his whole career. So like I said, I'm sure he'll run a big race for his connections.
California Fortune, Neil, a horse that's gone close, run a number of good races in defeat this season. You'd be happy to jump back on board?
Yes, he's been running very consistent this season. I won on him at the back end of last season. He was most impressive. That's probably kind of just put the dampeners on his rating a little bit at the moment. But he's come back this season and he's run a few credible races, noticeably behind Little Giant. So, look, we know what he can do. We know what he is. He likes to just roll along in front, and if he can get the fractions in the tempo right and be left alone, then we know he's very dangerous to run down.
He looks a pretty honest type of horse.
He's very honest. I think when I finished second to Little Giant, I didn't even have to use my whip on him, so which is normally Tony's style. But look, he's very honest. He's game, and like I say, if he gets everything just nice and easy and the tempo's good and he's left alone, then he's very dangerous to run that.